Level 1, the visitor. You download a browser most people have never heard of. Not because you need it, not because you're desperate, because you're curious. You've seen the videos, the headlines, the dramatic thumbnails about the dark web. It sounds like a hidden world, a secret layer of the internet where normal rules don't apply. You install it late at night, the room is quiet. Your screen glows against the walls. The first thing you notice is how unimpressive it looks. No neon hacker interfaces, no cinematic loading screens, just basic pages, black backgrounds, plain text, long warnings written in broken English. Trust no one. Use escrow. Law enforcement everywhere. You click through directories, forums about privacy, forums about hacking, forums about drugs, forums selling things that make you pause for a second longer than you expected. Nothing jumps out at you. No one welcomes you. No one knows you're there. You are invisible, and that's what makes it interesting. You read threads where people argue about scams. You see vendors accusing buyers, buyers accusing vendors, everyone accusing everyone of being undercover. Every new account is treated like a threat. You don't make money, you don't message anyone, you don't post, you just observe. You learn something quickly. This world doesn't run on chaos, it runs on rules, unwritten ones. Reputation is currency, paranoia is survival, anonymity is fragile. You close your laptop, you tell yourself that was enough, just curiosity satisfied, but the next night you open it again, because you want to see what else is there. And this time, you create a username. Level 2, the lurker. You have a username now. It doesn't mean anything, no profile picture, no bio, no history, just a string of letters and numbers that could belong to anyone, or no one. You log in the next night. This time you're not just reading, you're inside. You start small, replying to harmless threads, asking vague questions, watching how people respond. They don't welcome you, they test you. New account, low rep. Fed? Scammer? Every message feels like a background check. You learn quickly, don't overshare, don't ask direct questions, don't sound eager. Eagerness looks suspicious. You spend hours reading vendor reviews, 5-star ratings, 3-star warnings, long complaint threads about packages that never arrived. You realize something important. This world runs on reputation scores. Numbers next to usernames determine survival. A vendor with 1,000 positive reviews can charge double. A vendor with 0 reviews is either new or bait. You watch disputes unfold in real time. A buyer claims he got nothing. The vendor posts tracking proof. Screenshots fly back and forth. Moderators step in. Escrow holds the funds. You learn the mechanics. No one ships without escrow. No one releases funds early. No one trusts promises. Trust is algorithmic here, not emotional. You don't make money, not yet. You're still observing. But now you understand the ecosystem. Forums feed markets. Markets feed vendors. Vendors feed moderators. Moderators answer to admins you've never seen. And everyone fears one thing: exposure. Occasionally, a username disappears. No goodbye post, no explanation, just gone. Sometimes rumors follow. Arrested in Germany. Server seized. Exit scammed. Sometimes nothing follows at all. Silence is common here. Silence is survival. You begin spending more time online than offline. You start thinking in usernames instead of real names. You refresh threads compulsively. You watch for patterns. You start to notice that some accounts defend each other. Some always argue in pairs. Some vendors always win disputes. You suspect alliances, maybe cartels, maybe just friendships. Or maybe the whole thing is run by 5 people pretending to be 50. You'll never know. That uncertainty is the point. One night, someone replies to one of your comments, not accusing, not hostile, just curious. You seem smart. You looking to earn? Your heart rate rises slightly. It's the first direct offer, the first invitation. You don't answer immediately. You wait. In this world, patience is protection. You stare at the message for a long time. And for the first time, you consider moving from observer to participant. Level 3, the middleman. You don't become a criminal overnight. You become useful. You reply to the message, carefully, vague, non-committal. The account that contacted you isn't flashy. Mid-level reputation, old join date, few posts, no drama attached. That's a good sign, or a very bad one. They don't ask you to sell anything. They don't ask you to ship anything. They ask if you can connect people. Referrals. You already know who's trusted. You've spent weeks watching. You know which vendors deliver. You know which buyers pay fast. You introduce them. You don't touch product. You don't touch data. You just move information. First deal, $300. Your cut, 5%. You make $15. It feels insignificant, but it's real. Crypto appears in your wallet. Confirmed, irreversible. Second deal, $1,200. You make $60. Third deal, bigger, then another. Within a month, you're clearing $800, then $1,500. Some months push past $2,000. It's not life-changing, but it's addictive. You check your wallet first thing in the morning. You refresh transactions at night. You start thinking in percentages. You begin tracking who pays on time, who causes disputes, who brings repeat buyers. You realize something. You're building a network, and networks have value. But there's pressure now. If a deal fails, both sides message you. If a vendor disappears, you get blamed. If a buyer scams, you're accused of setting it up. Your inbox fills with tension. You learn to stay neutral. You never promise outcomes. You never guarantee trust. You only connect, but the money changes something inside you. This isn't curiosity anymore. It's leverage. You're still anonymous, still invisible, but now, you matter. Small vendors greet you politely. Buyers respond faster. Your username begins appearing in threads. Talk to him. He's legit. Your reputation score climbs, not high, but noticeable. You start receiving more private messages, some clean, some risky, some offering higher cuts for higher risk connections. You hesitate because you understand something now. The higher the payout, the shorter the lifespan. Still, you don't stop. You optimize. You refine. You only connect high-rated accounts. You avoid volatile buyers. You turn down deals that feel rushed. You tell yourself you're being smart, professional, careful. But one night, after a particularly smooth transaction, you open your wallet and stare at the balance. $4,870. All from referrals. All from staying in the middle. You didn't hack anyone. You didn't ship anything illegal. You didn't threaten anyone. You just connected two people who wanted something from each other, and you took your cut. That's when it clicks. The real money isn't at the bottom. It's at the center. And for the first time, you start wondering how big the center can get. Level 4, the verified vendor. You stop being the middle. You become the source. Not physical product, not something that requires shipping. Something digital, scalable, repeatable. You study what sells. You study what gets vendors banned. You study dispute patterns. You notice something. The vendors who last aren't the loudest. They're the most reliable. So you build slowly. You launch under a new name. Fresh account, clean branding. No connection to your middleman profile. You offer something simple at first. Low price, high delivery rate, fast response times. The first week, nothing happens. Then one order, then 3, then 10. You over-deliver. You include extra. You respond within minutes. You refund small complaints instantly. You protect your rating like it's oxygen. Because here, reputation is survival. After 3 months, you hit 100 sales, 5 stars, detailed positive reviews. Your monthly revenue crosses $12,000, then $18,000. Some months spike past $30,000. It doesn't feel real. You're making more than you ever did legally, and you never leave your apartment. But now the pressure is constant. Customers expect perfection. Competitors try to undercut you. New vendors copy your listing descriptions word for word. You report some. You ignore others. You stay focused on consistency. But something changes inside you. You start checking for mirrors, for reflections in black screens, for noises in the hallway. You stop using your real Wi-Fi. You use public networks. Then you stop doing that too. You move apartments. You delete old emails. You wipe hard drives. Not because something happened, because something could. You watch older vendors vanish, high reputation, thousands of sales, gone overnight, arrested, doxxed, or exit scammed. You don't know which is worse. You start holding more funds in cold storage. You memorize seed phrases. You stop telling even close friends where you live. You don't explain your income. You don't explain your schedule. You live at night. You sleep at dawn. Your world shrinks to one glowing screen, one dashboard, one reputation score that now determines your survival. Then one day, a moderator messages you, interested in helping with disputes? You read it twice, because this isn't just income anymore, it's access. And access is where real power begins. Level 5, the moderator. You accept, not immediately. You wait 12 hours before replying. In this world, urgency looks desperate. Desperation looks suspicious. You respond with one sentence. I'm interested. The moderator sends you guidelines. No contract, no names, just rules. You will oversee disputes. You will review evidence. You will release or refund escrow. You will remain neutral. You will not take sides publicly. You will not build alliances. You will not leak internal messages. You are now inside. Your dashboard changes. New tabs appear. Dispute queue, escrow control panel, vendor strike history, private admin chat. You see everything now. Orders in progress, complaints before they go public, vendors begging for extensions, buyers threatening chargebacks. You start small, one dispute, a $900 transaction. The buyer claims partial delivery. The vendor posts screenshots. You analyze timestamps, wallet confirmations, message logs. You decide. Funds released, vendor wins. The buyer sends you a private insult. The vendor sends you a private thank you. You ignore both. Next dispute, $4,200, then $8,000. The numbers get bigger. Your cut? 10% of dispute fees, plus a fixed monthly stipend. Your income crosses $80,000 a month, then $110,000, then higher. Not from selling, from controlling trust. You notice patterns. Certain vendors always push boundaries. Certain buyers always open disputes at the last second. Some accounts are clearly connected. Alt accounts defending each other. You flag them quietly. You begin blacklisting wallets, freezing funds, banning accounts. Power shifts your posture. You type slower now, more deliberate. Because one wrong release, one unfair decision, and the entire forum turns on you. Moderators get doxxed, admins disappear. You see old chat logs of former mods, some left voluntarily, some stopped replying mid-conversation, no explanation, just silence. You realize something uncomfortable. You're not just moderating crime, you're managing egos, greed, desperation, fear. The marketplace isn't chaotic, it's structured, hierarchical, and the admins sit above you. Watching, they rarely speak, but when they do, everyone listens. One night, during a routine dispute, you see something strange, a flagged IP range, a pattern of purchases from multiple vendors, all connected to a new account, too clean, too consistent. You bring it up in admin chat, the response is immediate. Monitor only, do not engage. You don't ask why, you don't need to. Undercover accounts exist. Law enforcement infiltrates slowly, patiently. You start double-checking everything. You stop logging in from predictable hours. You rotate devices. You assume someone is mapping you, tracking your timing, your behavior, your digital fingerprint. But the money keeps coming. 6 figures a month, no taxes, no contracts, no safety net, just reputation and silence. You're no longer at the edge. You're in the control room, and above you, there's still another layer, the administrators, the ones who own the servers, the ones who control escrow at scale, the ones who decide when a market lives and when it vanishes. You start wondering what that layer looks like and whether it's safer or deadlier. Level 6, the administrator. The owner disappears. No warning, no announcement. One morning, the admin account simply stops responding. Panic spreads in private chats. Moderators argue, vendors demand clarity, buyers threaten withdrawals. The market processes $8 million a month. If it goes down, everyone loses. A vote happens quietly. You're chosen. Not because you're the oldest, because you're stable, reliable, predictable. Your access changes overnight. Server logs, cold wallets, escrow master keys, back-end analytics. You see the real numbers now. Not revenue, volume, millions flowing daily. Your cut drops to 4%, smaller percentage, bigger base, over $300,000 a month, sometimes $400,000. You don't celebrate, you secure, you rotate servers, you move hosting across jurisdictions, you enforce stricter vendor vetting, 2-factor authentication mandatory, escrow limits adjusted, you remove vendors who feel reckless, some protest publicly, you ban them, the market stabilizes, but attacks increase, DDoS attempts, phishing clones, fake seizure notices posted by rivals. You respond fast, you issue statements, calm, controlled, professional. Behind the scenes, you sleep less. You monitor uptime graphs at 3 a.m., you memorize backup procedures, you split escrow funds across layered wallets. Cold storage holds tens of millions now, not yours, not yet, just temporarily under your control. That's the dangerous part. Control creates temptation. You study past markets, Silk Road, Alphabet, Hansa, all seized. Admins arrested, some extradited, some disappeared. You don't plan an exit, not yet, but you calculate one, quietly. You begin separating personal reserves from market funds, small movements, invisible patterns. You trust no one, not moderators, not developers, not even yourself at 2 a.m., because power changes people. And now, you are the layer others fear. But above every administrator, there's still one final decision. when to vanish, and who to take with you. Level 7, the enforcer. Markets don't collapse because of hackers. They collapse because of people. Greed, ego, desperation. A top vendor starts cutting corners, late deliveries, partial shipments, excuses in disputes. You freeze his escrow, $180,000 locked. He messages you instantly, angry first, then polite, then threatening. He claims he'll leak internal chats, expose moderators. You don't argue. You post proof of his failed deliveries, quietly, publicly. His rating collapses in hours. You ban him. Funds redistributed. The message is clear. You control consequences. Another case. A buyer refuses to release $12,000 in escrow. Claims quality issues. Evidence shows full delivery. You blacklist his wallet, ban all linked accounts. He disappears, reputation destroyed. No one trades with him again. It becomes routine. Freeze, release, ban, escalate. But something shifts. You receive your first real threat, not online. A photo, sent through encrypted chat, your apartment building, from outside. Old photo, new one, you don't know. You don't respond, you don't panic, but you move again. Different city, different lease, cash only. You reduce public communication, no more announcements, no more debates. Moderators handle noise, you handle enforcement. Your monthly personal reserve passes $1 million. Liquid, untouched. But money stops feeling like reward. It feels like insurance. You start seeing betrayal everywhere. Moderators forming side deals, vendors coordinating pricing, buyers running small fraud rings. You monitor more, trust less. Because enforcement isn't about punishment, it's about fear, and fear keeps markets stable. But fear spreads upward too. You realize something. If you can freeze $180,000 without hesitation, someone above you can freeze everything, every wallet, every server, every identity. Power scales both directions, and the higher you sit, the further you can fall. Level 8, the architect. You start thinking about leaving, not because you're afraid, because you're smart. Every major market ends the same way, seized, infiltrated, or betrayed from within. You study the timelines, the warning signs, increased phishing attempts, sudden moderator arrests, vendors cashing out early. You begin preparing quietly, no announcement, no sudden moves. You adjust escrow structures. You increase withdrawal limits for liquidity. You introduce temporary maintenance windows. You test how fast users panic. The numbers are enormous now. Tens of millions moving through your wallets monthly. At any given moment, you control more money than most companies. None of it legally yours. All of it one decision away. You start separating funds, small percentages at a time. Layered transfers, different wallets, different chains, invisible patterns, no one notices. Moderators are distracted, vendors are busy, buyers don't read back-end changes. You tell yourself it's contingency planning, just in case. But deep down, you know. You're designing an exit. One night, you run the numbers. If you flip the switch during peak volume, escrow holds $22 million, liquid, untouched. You hesitate. Because once you do it, there's no coming back. No apology post, no recovery, just silence. You picture headlines. Major dark web marketplace exit scams users. You picture investigations. Blockchain analysts tracing movement, undercover agents reviewing logs. You picture moderators realizing too late. Some will suspect you, some will be arrested instead. You don't enjoy that thought, but you don't dismiss it either. Greed and survival start sounding identical. You accelerate transfers. Slightly larger now, still subtle, still buried inside normal activity. Then one morning, you wake up and decide. Not emotionally, not impulsively, strategically. You schedule a server migration, you lock withdrawals, you close registration, you post a calm announcement, temporary maintenance, funds safe, then you disconnect the servers, one by one. Escrow wallets move, cold storage empties, accounts freeze, the marketplace goes dark, forums explode, accusations everywhere, scam, betrayal, federal seizure. You don't respond, you're already somewhere else. Different apartment, different country, different name. You watch the chaos from a clean device. Wallet balance, $19.4 million, less than projected. Still enough, more than enough, for now. But the moment the site disappears, you stop being an administrator. You become a target, and targets don't sleep well. Level 9, the target. The first article appears 2 weeks later. Major dark web marketplace disappears. Speculation only. No names, no suspects. You tell yourself you're safe. Then a second headline drops. International task force investigating multi-million-dollar crypto transfers. That one feels closer. Blockchain analysts publish wallet clusters, patterns, flow diagrams, red arrows connecting addresses. You search your known wallets. Two are mentioned, not directly tied to you, but close enough to make your pulse spike. You move again. New country. Short-term rental. Cash only. You stop using delivery apps. You stop using ride shares. Every routine feels traceable. You read about a former admin extradited from a country that didn't cooperate. You realize cooperation changes when enough money is involved. One night, an old moderator is arrested. Photos circulate, blurry courthouse steps, handcuffs. You stare at the image longer than you should, because he doesn't know anything, not your real name, not your location. But pressure makes people talk. You assume logs were captured. You assume chat backups exist somewhere. You assume someone is mapping everything backward. You check your reserves. Some exchanges froze accounts tied to certain wallet paths. You lose $2.3 million overnight. No warning, no appeal. You're still wealthy. But now the money feels fragile. You stop thinking in totals. You think in survivable amounts. You rotate devices again. Destroy one. Buy another with cash. You avoid eye contact in public. You scan rooms for cameras. You check exits automatically. You sleep lightly. You dream in notification sounds. Then something strange happens. The headlines slow down. The investigation shifts to another market, another admin, another arrest. The news cycle moves on. Your name was never public. No photo, no warrant, no knock on the door. Just silence. You don't celebrate. Because silence doesn't mean safe. It means forgotten, for now. You are no longer an administrator, no longer an enforcer, no longer a vendor. You are just a wallet with legs, and wallets can be emptied at any time. Level 10. The Ghost. The headlines fade. New markets rise. New admins fall. Your name is never mentioned. You don't log in anymore. You don't check old wallets. Some funds are frozen. Some are gone. Some are still out there. You move cities. You change routines. You avoid patterns. You sleep lightly. No one knocks. No warrant appears. No charges surface. Just silence. You don't know if they lost you or if they're waiting. Somewhere, someone is downloading a browser for the first time. Curious. Careless. They think they're just looking. They have no idea how quiet it gets at the top and how hard it is to disappear. The cycle begins.